Hi everyone, this is Maheen and welcome to the CanadianSME Small Business Podcast. Today we are uncovering the hidden engine of the Canadian economy. In 2026, marketing is no longer just a support function, it is a prominent economic contributor that is generating over 130 billion in GDP, rivaling the retail and energy sectors. Joining us is Esther Benzie, the president and CEO of the Canadian Marketing Association. With over 30 years of leadership at brands like Procter& Gamble and CIBC, Esther is a visionary championing the marketing profession. She's here today to discuss a groundbreaking new economic report and how marketers can drive a measurable business and societal impact across the country. So without further ado, let's dive in and welcome Esther. Esther, it's a pleasure having you on the show this morning. How are you?
I'm great. It's a pleasure to be here to talk about one of the subjects I'm most passionate about, which is marketing.
Absolutely. We're very excited to uncover marketing's 130 billion value. Now, Esther, the CMA recently released the Uncovering the Value of Marketing in Canada report, which reveals a lot of the marketing activity, including that the marketing activity generated a staggering 130.9 billion in GDP in 2024 alone. Tell us, why has marketing's massive economic value been historically undervalued?
Well, it's really interesting. Traditionally, the economic data that was looked at was really only capturing a fraction of the value. And the reason is that the way marketing is measured, there are two parts to it. There is the traditional marketing activity like an agency or a PR agency that can be narrowly defined as marketing. And then there's also those marketers that are embedded in other parts of the economy. So, if you look at my experience when I was a marketer at CIBC, that would have been embedded into banking or financial institutions. And so through our report, we actually captured both marketing as an industry as well as those marketers who were embedded inside organizations across other sectors to really understand the true footprint of marketers. So it's a unique approach, and it really is making sure that it's abundantly clear that we are, as a profession, contributing to the economy.
That is very important, what you just mentioned. It is important that we recognize that marketing is a primary economic driver rather than a cost center. And if people understand this, it will be the key to unlocking sustainable investment across all Canadian sectors. Now let's explore the scale and the impact of Canada's marketing talent economy. What risks arise if marketing talent continues to be under-recognized?
Well, in your opening comments, you mentioned that we are a prominent contributor to GDP and inequivalent to many other important trades. So that in 2024, our report suggested that we're at $130.9 billion in Canada's GDP. That is about 4.6% of GDP nationally, which is incredible. And with that, there are more than 861,000 marketers across the country. So one in 25 jobs nationally is a marketing job. So what that implies is that we contribute significantly across to federal, provincial, and municipal levels in terms of tax revenue and government revenue, et cetera. We also are contributing to the growth of many different businesses. And so, under recognizing the talent is under recognizing all those contributions that marketing provides.
Protecting the pipeline of high earning marketing talent is so essential for maintaining Canada's competitive edge in such a globalized digital economy. Now let's look at how AI is reshaping the role of modern marketers. How is AI reshaping marketing, and what skills are now essential, Esther?
Well, I think the essential skills are critical thinking, curiosity, and innovation, right? Those are the critical skills that you need to, as a marketer, to leverage AI. Marketing has actually been leading AI adoption across business functions. In fact, our report found 70% of Canadian BTC e-commerce companies were using AI for marketing compared to 12% of businesses overall. So by outpacing other workers in AI, marketers can see the real benefits, the productivity benefits, but also the growth and impact benefits as well.
This is important to know that embracing AI as a strategic partner, and allows marketers to move from manual execution to a high level thought leadership that truly moves the needle. And to all the SMEs and the marketers that are watching us in 2026, marketing mindset is your greatest asset. And if you feel like the pace of AI and data regulation is overwhelming, then you don't have to navigate it alone. There's so many resources out there. So please don't let your skills become obsolete. Get certified, join the network of professionals who are really defining the future of Canadian business. Now let's
Yes, just to
explore.
comment on that, the
Go for it.
CMA has a ton of amazing resources on AI. We have a number of guidebooks that we've put together to help marketers, and other training opportunities, and so we really encourage marketers to leverage the association for some of that learning.
Absolutely. And the CMA just wrapped up its third annual marketing week as well, proving that staying sharp is a community effort. So again, anyone that is out there that is growing a team, the chartered marketer designation is the only professional standard in Canada that really ensures that you are up to date with the latest ethics and AI best practices. So please check it out. Now let's explore balancing data and regulation with consumer trust. Esther, how can companies use AI for personalization while maintaining consumer trust?
Well, the real challenge is that consumers are very sensitive about how their data is used, right? So the majority of Canadians, 90% in fact, are concerned about data privacy, and 80% believe that privacy legislation is needed to protect them. Yet at the same time, as consumers, we all want the personalized ads and the personal because they're more relevant, right? And so what we really recognize is that consumers want to ensure that their data is used ethically and appropriately, and that the right level of personalization is happening. But they actually appreciate getting an ad that's really relevant to them too. And so that's the balance that marketers need to strike, is understanding that consumers have concerns, but by using the data appropriately, you're actually helping consumers by allowing them to see the products that are most relevant to them.
Mhm. Transparent data stewardship isn't just a regulatory requirement, and there's no doubt that it is a competitive advantage that builds the brand loyalty that drives the economy. Finally, let's look at integrating marketing into SME growth strategies. Esther, how can SMEs integrate marketing as a core business strategy?
Well, marketing continues to play a key strategic role. Marketing drives growth, and it drives growth by shaping innovation, by helping understand the customer needs, by helping design the product, the pricing. All those aspects are core parts of marketing. And for SMEs, that's particularly important because you need to have Canadians understand, drive awareness amongst Canadians for your business. And companies that invest in strong marketing see disproportionate growth. Within our marketing impact study, we actually saw that award winning marketing campaigns had 39% higher sales and 63% higher profit. So it is a business building idea that drives profitable growth. And we actually see it with the top 40 brands across Canada too. Whereas if you have a strong brand value, that is going to help you grow disproportionately to GDP. So, for example, our top 40 brands in Canada grew 10% in 2024 versus 2025, yet GDP growth was only 1.3%. So overall, we can see that those are criteria that is helping businesses grow. I think another area that is important for SMEs is loyalty programs. There's many SMEs who start and do loyalty programs, and those too deliver strong returns. Our report demonstrated that for most organizations, the average returns they're seeing on a loyalty program is 4.8 times their investment. So all these aspects support that SMEs need marketing to create the demand and to get the growth.
Treating marketing as a core pillar of business operations really ensures that even the smallest enterprise, they can drive a measurable impact on the national GDP. Thank you so much, Esther, for really giving us insights that help SMEs understand the importance of integrating marketing into their strategies. And I'm pretty sure this conversation will be very valuable to our listeners. As you wrap up, what advice would you give marketers that are trying to prove their financial impact?
Well, as a starting point, I would say wherever you can, leverage our report because in partnership with Signal 49, the CMA has come up with a report that can be used by anybody, any business to demonstrate the impact of marketing. And so, sometimes it's very helpful to have that objective third party validate the financial impact that you're having. As well as that, just really understanding that we're essential to growing sales. And we talked about this already, but we are, as marketers, we help by understanding the customer, by developing the right products, by supporting the distribution, by establishing pricing and value, and maintaining those client and customer relationships to drive loyalty. And so, all those pieces coming together make it evident that marketing does impact sales. And that is what I want our listeners to take away is that, by using marketing and delivering great marketing, we will help deliver sales. And our report helps to prove that.
Right. This is a great reminder, Esther, that when marketing thrives, the entire Canadian economy thrives with it. So thank you so much for joining us and for sharing such great expertise and your insights.
Well, thank you for inviting me. It was really great to be here and to be able to share some of the learnings from the Canadian Marketing Association.
Absolutely. And listeners, that was Esther Benzie from the Canadian Marketing Association, a masterclass in economic impact, AI-driven marketing, and why every business in Canada needs a chartered marketer mindset to succeed in 2026. Thank you so much for tuning into the podcast. Please be sure to subscribe. Visit CanadianSME.ca for more resources. To learn more about how we are supporting the ecosystem, please visit Canadian SME Small Business Foundation at smefoundation.ca. A special shout out before we leave to UPS ADP for their ongoing commitment to empowering small businesses across Canada. Please keep thriving, and we'll see you in the next one.